So what is your economy?
Life without God is a life filled with fear. Life with God is a life filled.
You make amendments to it. That is what I did. I'm proud of what I achieved. I'm also proud that I was the one who removed the supremacy of the European Court of Justice from the UK legal framework. No one else has done more on Brexit than I did. When I go to leave, I voted to leave. I did so because I believed in the project of the United Kingdom, and I did everything as a minister to make it succeed. There are lots of people who call themselves leavers now because they want to have another referendum and talk about something different. I disagree with that, but let's stay on the Brexit opportunities. This is a long-term project. It is not done yet. Let us stay focused and deliver on that. Okay.
Given that Reform got more than 4 million votes in July, and given that most of those votes came from our natural supporters, if you became our leader, what would you do to see off the threat of Reform next time?
Thank you, Lionel. And it's very important that we understand why we lost votes to Reform before we start planning how to tackle them. My belief is that we lost votes to Reform because we didn't deliver on our promises, especially on immigration and on tax. So we need to deal with those two issues. We promised lower taxes, we promised lower immigration, we didn't deliver that. But in order to do that, we need to focus on the first half, which is not making promises we can't deliver and earning back trust. But we also need to look at what the Reform Party leader has done to be successful. Nigel Farage speaks with clarity. He speaks with conviction. When people hear him speak, they believe that he understands their concerns. For a long time when we were speaking, people just heard this technocratic managerialist language. It didn't mean very much to people. It was all policy and no principles. That is why I keep emphasizing principles. Some people will say, oh, you need to tack to the left, you need to tack to the right. It is not about left or right, it is about right or wrong.
So there's much debate about the ECHR and its role and its influence on the UK's ability to enact a certain policy. Now, Robert was unequivocal that we should believe in the ECHR. Do you agree with him, or is there an argument that UK can use its influence to actually, for us to be able to reform it? Yes, right. Thank you.
Thank you. So if we need to leave the ECHR in order to control migration, we should leave it. But it is not a silver bullet. It's not even the most radical thing that we can do. Immigration is too high, both legal and illegal. We need to tackle that. It is causing a strain on public services. We're not able to build housing to keep up. It is not fair. But we have to ask ourselves, why is it that countries that are in the ECHR are able to deport people who are very legally better than us? France is able to send back about 70%, where we send back about 10%. So it cannot be the ECHR that is stopping us from doing that. That is why I don't want us rushing out to give promises when we don't have exact reasons for what is happening. The ECHR may be a solution. It is something that I would consider. But if we are going to do that, we're going to have a proper wholesale plan. Leaving the ECHR is not dissimilar to leaving the EU in terms of the consequences. Last time, everybody forgot about Northern Ireland, and then we started playing catch-up. We cannot make that mistake again. The ECHR is something that will impact Northern Ireland if we leave and Ireland is in there. What are the consequences of that? The ECHR and the Human Rights Act were what I used to defend many gender critical women who were very worried about single-sex spaces. The ECHR has helped us in freedom of religion and belief. If we take it out, we need to make sure that we have something else to replace it. That requires work, not just a promise. On immigration, I tell you that I will have a wholesale strategy across government. Numbers matter, culture matters more, and leadership is essential. We would have a promise and then we leave it to the Home Office to deliver. The Home Office would be trying to lower immigration, and the Education Department would say we need more student visas, and DEFRA would say we need more agricultural workers. DHS would say we need more care workers. We all need to be moving in the same direction. Yep. One of the things that I want us to do is look at the people who are actually in the Home Office who are manning borders. I think many of them want to do other things. How many? Yes. It's not about the numbers. It is about the people. It is about the culture. And it's also about who comes into our country. They have to love our country. It's not a dormitory or a hotel. It is our home. We have to look after it.
Position on brand culture wars.
The district cabinet.
A lot of these things started speaking about them. I am worried about the way people talk about the history of this country. We are teaching younger generations to hate their country. I can tell you now, this is a dangerous thing. We are teaching people in this country to see difference rather than see the shared identity that we all have, which is being British. I will always defend that. When people use the phrase culture wars, this is a dog whistle to try and attack the right. We should not fall for it. We are defending our culture. We are defending our country. It is not culture wars to want to control immigration. It is not culture wars to want to stop grooming gangs and those sorts of scandals. It is not culture wars to want to stop young children from being sterilized. These are the right things to do. It's about doing what is right for our country following our conviction, being brave and not being scared because the guardian or whoever is going to try and mock us. They're going to do that, whoever is the leader. We need to stay focused and do the right thing. One of those things is that prison works, and we need to build more prisons. That means we can keep those people who are most dangerous in prison, not let them out as we have seen recently. But we also need to stop the pipeline of young people who go through the revolving door of prison. That means looking at family, for example. We have stopped talking about family. Family is the greatest defense against starting a troubled life. We have many policies in government to try and tackle that. I remember when I was the communities minister, we worked on the Troubled Families program. But these are the areas which we can focus on. We can also look at education. Why are certain children being excluded? What is the support that we're giving for them? Let's stop young people getting into prison in the first place. Most crime is committed by a small group of people. About 10% of criminals carry out about 50% of the crimes. Let's focus on that. And when we focus on the area that is causing the most damage, then we will have more resources for everything else.
I mean, you say prison works, but next week 2,000 very dangerous people are being released because of your government's leaving the prisons overfull. That's your fault. Why don't we build more prisons? We have a chance as a government.
Well, I campaigned on a manifesto to build more prisons, and I also campaigned for a prison in my constituency.
Which one was that?
Sorry?
Which one was that?
Wethersfield. It was just on the border of my constituency. Why didn't we build? One, COVID. It just stopped all of the building programs. But two, more significantly, that site, which was a former defense site, is now housing asylum seekers. It is all connected. We cannot build a prison on that side because we have so many people coming into our country who we are processing. Until we solve the migration issue, especially the illegal migration issue, we're going to have so many second or third order effects. Hotels being used instead of having tourists in there for housing asylum seekers. Prisons that should be built being used to house people that we are processing. This is why I talk about that system. We need system thinkers. We need people who are going to start from the ground up and redesign the whole thing. It is all a big mess. And I'm sorry that we weren't able to do that. We wanted to do it. It wasn't for a lack of will, but the system that we were operating in, it does not allow us to govern properly, and we have to change it. Thank you, Sarah. And this is one of the most important questions of our age. The NHS was built for a young, homogenous, mostly working population. It is now serving a complex, diverse, aging population. We cannot have the NHS that was fine in the 1950s for now. There have been many amazing developments. It is doing so much more than it ever used to do. But you are right. We have put more money into it, and we are not getting as much out. We're even getting less out than we used to have before. So the reforms that I would want to see are ones that we have in partnership with the staff of the NHS. They understand it better than we do. It is the biggest workforce. It's the biggest single employer in the whole country. There is something that needs to be done about thinking about what the NHS of the future can look like. I have many people who tell me that they're going off to Australia to work there, but they don't want the Australian system. They don't want the social insurance. They don't want to pay, but they want to have
Do you think the Tories have a problem with NHS? They're not trusted with it. Is that part of the problem?
Well, we have given it more money than ever before. We literally put a sign on the side of the bus. We're going to give £350 million more per week to the NHS. Most people don't know that we gave actually almost double that. Still, nothing. We didn't get our returns. So we can be trusted on the NHS. Labour have been saying for 40 years that as soon as the Tories come in, the NHS is going to die. It is still here. It is still working, but it does need reform, and that is what I plan to do if I become leader of our party.
Even as putting VAT on private school bills from January, would you reverse it if you got private?
Okay, so
It's a policy.
I know it is a policy, so I feel bad because I have to slightly change what I said. That is the very first thing that I would do if I become Prime Minister. VAT on private schools is a tax on education, it is a tax on aspiration. Most people who go to private schools save a lot, work very hard, they're not necessarily wealthy. I know lots of people who have taken their children out of private schools because of what Labour has done. It will not raise a penny, it will put more burden on the state. Those people are paying twice. It is not fair. It is cruel, and we need to do everything we can to get this Labour government out and reverse that policy.
You're a mother of three. Do you allow your children to use social media on their devices?
No.
No. Should parents do so for them?
Well, they don't even really have devices. My daughter has a brick phone because she's just started secondary school. I think social media is very dangerous. It's very addictive. I know this because I use it myself. If I, a 44-year-old, very hard-nosed MP, find it difficult, there's no way that a 5-year-old or an 8-year-old children should be off social media. It's fine.
Moving on, this is here about our imperial past, colonial past, the country. The Commonwealth of the meeting starts next week. Should we be embarrassed about our colonial past?
No, we don't need to be embarrassed about our colonial past. Every country in the world, at one point or another, either colonized or attempted to colonize another group of people. This is the past. We need to talk about the future. There are many countries now who want to use guilt to try and exploit the UK. They ask for reparations. I saw it as a trade minister. It's not cultural wars. I was at the WTO. I won't name the minister from another country, and he was telling me that we needed to give up some of the things that we were doing because of colonialism and because they needed time to develop. These arguments are a scam. Don't fall for it. We need to make sure that we put this country first. We work well with our neighbours. We work well with other countries, but we have to look after ourselves too.
These advocating for reparations would say, shouldn't we just make up some of the damage we did through slavery? As a black woman saying that, they may find that hard to understand from you.
Well, there are many things that the British Empire got wrong, but there are many amazing things that the British Empire also did. And we need to be honest about that and stop pretending that it was all bad. The British Empire ended slavery, the Atlantic slave trade. We need to talk about that more. As many of you know, I grew up in a Commonwealth country. Many people in those countries don't actually carry the baggage that a lot of the left-leaning commentariat want to put on our country. We need to look at how we can help other countries develop as best as they can. We did a lot to help many of those countries. We can do more again. I would like to see that. But the answer is definitely not reparations.
Okay, there we are. Donald Trump or Kamala Harris?
I like both of them equally.
Would Nigel Farage be welcome at your party ever, given Rishi Sunak said twice it was a broad church?
Yes, we are a broad church, but if somebody says that they want to burn your church down, you don't let them in. Nigel Farage said that he wants to destroy the Tory party. He is somebody who I have a lot of respect for. I think he has been very influential in our politics. But if I wouldn't let Keir Starmer or Ed Davey into the Conservative Party, I'm definitely not going to let Nigel Farage into the Conservative Party.
Okay, thank you. Very quickly, final question. This is suicide on the agenda again, of pre-vote coming up. Where would you vote? How you vote matters if you're leader.
Let's see what that bill looks like. I am somebody who has supported the principle of assisted suicide because of a particular incident in my family. I do think that some people should be able to choose how they die and not have a horrible gruesome death. Having said that, I've also been saying that the system is broken. This system that is failing to deliver social care properly, I worry that it is not going to be able to cope with assisted suicide. I worry that the safeguards aren't going to be there. When I was Equalities Minister, I saw very, very poor safeguards around young children who are questioning their gender. I do not trust this system. Let's see what this bill is going to do. I will look at that bill very carefully.
My colleague, the presenter Emily Carver, wanted to ask you both a question. What is your opponent's biggest weakness?
My opponent's look through very carefully what I say.
Be honest about it. No,
so I think the weakness is in the argument that is made. And I know sometimes there's a temptation for us who've been ministers to still carry the baggage of the department we come out of. I have this as business section. You hear me when I'm talking about government regulations, you can see that I'm traumatized. But I think that the ECHR argument is not the right one. I think that is the biggest weakness. I think it will divide our party. It will mean the infighting and squabbling will continue. If we want to end the drama, we need to do this in the right way. Let's come to a consensus. And maybe that is leading the ECHR, but it is not about imposing your case on everybody else.
So, what do you think? Let's do a straw poll in the room. Hands up who has changed their mind after what you've heard tonight. Change your mind. Another very big question. In order, how many of you would vote for Robert Gentry? And how many of you might vote for Kemi Badenoch? There you have it. They've decided their view, and now it's decision time. You heard the food. Cold food. Like it. The big cheese and it's pretty cheese. Yes, it says 25% of more life between search and compare on kayak. Jerry, very much great to have you with us, re-elected in North West Essex, formerly the constituency of Sackmorden. Collarbones, good to have you with us too. You are declared now as a leadership candidate. You want to be the leader of His Majesty's opposition. And yet, in recent days, there have been lots of newspaper allegations about you, about your conduct as a minister, anonymous briefings by civil servants, and you've described those newspaper articles on social media as a hit job. Why do you think that's happening? Because people are worried about my candidacy. The people that's doing it is The Guardian, and since the very minute I was elected, The Guardian was written nasty article, because I think a different position on their role. Whether it's race, where I have been very remarked on what I think we should do as a country, because it's not a racist country, and we have been getting along very well until people start to scrutinize identity politics. I hate identity politics, and The Guardian loves it. That and agenda for women. So the idea that I become a party is threatening. And this is a story that they've been trying to run for over a year. Many civil servants have given contrary reasons, published them, they refused to do anything except lots of different stories by one person to attack me. And I think that's a real shame. But what it really is what happens if you are somebody who shares. People are always asking, why is no one saying anything about this? The scandal, this is terrible. Why doesn't anyone back this person who's going to doing a terrible job? This is why. Because if you stick your head above the ground, if you say this was wrong, if you fact this is a bad job, they can just go to a people like The Guardian, and they can be anonymous, and they can make up lots of stuff, but because they said it, The Guardian will print it, and at the end of it, will print a small denial. And many people are scared of that. Many people don't want the hassle, and as administrators, I just want to found the same thing. We are coached not to say anything. We might be the ministry of third, or having a different out of just rise above it. So everybody's rising above it, but nothing's getting better. Whereas my people, is something broken, speak up and try and fix it. And I'll never stop doing that. It doesn't matter how many months doing The Guardian rights department, I will always be there speaking up for celebrating this reform. Because if they're attacking me, they're not attacking somebody else. Right? So you think there are civil servants who have been deliberately trying to damage you, damage other Conservative colleagues, whether in government or in opposition? Well, I think what was really interesting about that story was the text message, which is now publication, where the writer, the parent, will send it to you. That's The Guardian journal. Yes, that's The Guardian journal. To send it to lots of civil servants. And what it does is it actually damages the relationship between a officials and ministers. If anybody can be encouraged to break the ministerial code, or sorry, the civil service code, and make up stories because they don't like the minister, every minister, doesn't matter whether you're a conservative or whether you're a liberal, every minister is going to have their hands tied behind their back with anyone who could damage the facility. And that's not good for the running of the country. I do this the Labour minister, everyone should be free to do their job. And it's really sad because this story is damaging for the civil servants who I work with, who were great. This person who was writing this was actually a volunteer on my campaign, joined the civil service on a fixed term contract to be a personal assistant. So all of this stuff is a job description. And I don't want to get into the details of it because it's actually a distraction. It's the bigger picture that we should look at. There's one ministry, they're going to speak out, look at all the tensions that we see in the country, over the last few days, South Forward, Department Board. Everybody's quiet, they're not saying anything because they don't want to upset the Guardian, they don't want to upset, that cultural establishment that wants to defend the culture. What should they be saying? What's going on said? What is going on said is that we need to have a clearer strategy on integration, which we don't have at the moment. Instead, we just pretend that everything is fine and it's a few bad eggs, which is sometimes the case. But if you want to have a successful multiracial country, you need to make an effort to it. You can't just pretend that they're no investing. And you can see this not just between ethnic minorities and white British people, even between ethnic minorities. This is not normal. And we had a great commission that was set up in 2021. The Commission on Race and Ethnic Disparities, all the people on there were ethnic minorities.
The SEAL Commission.
Yes, the SEAL Commission. Not race relations people, but doctors, teachers, policemen, and they came out and what they think should be done to help make sure that well integrated. All of that stuff is now being scratched by Labour. All the stuff that we did on trans driving to school is all being unpicked. Everything that even when people said we didn't do it, the things that we did do are being unpicked. And I think that that's going to be the back of the country going forward.
I want to bring Connor in just one moment if I may, but on the SEAL Commission, if may not get time to come back to it, the SEAL Commission, of course, concluded that it didn't find Britain to be institutional racist. Tony Sewell is a very proud South Londoner of Jamaican heritage who wanted to assert that his lived experience, if you like, of being a black Londoner, there had been ups and downs, there had been bumps in the road, that he was tremendously grateful, and his family were tremendously grateful for the opportunity that the UK had given them. Do you feel the same way?
I do. And if you look at the reaction that Dr. Sewell and the Commission had, it was an unbelievable negative, again, from that cultural media establishment. Lots of people brought on into the news stations, considering them. They never experienced things like that. They weren't public figures. And the point I'm trying to make is that people like Tony Sewell, Lord Sewell now, as you say, people like those commissioners, people like me, get attacked because we are trying to defend the country. And that is to send the signal to other ethnic minorities who agree with us that if you speak up, you will be in trouble. You will come after you unless you are shouting about how racist everything is. So the incentive is given for those people who want to complain if everything is terrible, come on the show, accuse everybody of racism. The people who say, hang on, there's a different side to it, are accused of aiding white supremacists or being in it for themselves. And so fewer and fewer people will come out and speak up. And that's the culture of silence that I want to break. If I am the leader of the opposition, we're not going to be having that. It's not about having a fight, it is about speaking the truth. The whole of my campaign, which I will be launching in September, right now I'm going around the country this September, it's about truth. If we had been honest about the people thing, I think we would be in government today. And if it's just a keeping quiet rather than speaking out, frustrate the general public, and then they start deciding that only a party like the food will tell it like it is, which is not the case. We certainly should be more.
Well, guys, let's bring you in. You were, of course, Minister of State for Trade, you were Minister in the North Ireland office, and then in October 2022, you were accused of misbehaviour. You can describe it in your own words at the Tory Party conference. You lost your job for a very long time. Those accusations, those allegations
now completely rescinded, completely cleared by an internal Conservative Party investigation. Can't stress that enough. But that must have really hurt you. So how do you think your experience is relevant to Kelly Laidlock's experience and with her civil servant?
I think they fit the same examples that are different. Firstly, the character testing when you go through these things. However, outwardly strong one presents themselves, they hurt. And they hurt. Most importantly, those around you and those who love you. And that actually can kind of give a sense of emotion. But otherwise, they don't make this very well. So those who love you was actually very bizarre. I think what Kenny's doing through is diversity of confidence. Because she terrifies because she doesn't conform to stereotypes. I worked with a lot of ministers over the years, both as the minister myself and as a parliamentary private secretary in 5 different government departments. I have never seen a secretary of state run a department in the way that Penny ran the department. Her officials knew whether she set her mind to something. She had these stars to steer by at this points of the compass to guide her. She did not merely, as many ministers are, a slave to what officials did in the intro. I think what we're seeing there is the manifestation of that fear. Can you discombobulate it? A person who does not conform to stereotypes of they think she could fit. And I have to say, now on a number of occasions, when I was doing the trade stuff in the US with the state of the US, various officials, she was trade secretary. No, I just thought I couldn't do it because I asked less much of the letters. It happened before I was taken. But you can't surrender this anyway. And Kenny said, well, this sort of one go as a quiet thing to do this. Then I got to step to the stage. And of course, we didn't trade with Texas. We did to Florida. We just got the room. Economies are very wide. They are, and we just got the room to consider with Virginia just before the election.
We have no state level field stuff. But the reason why I made fun of the trade is because when things go wrong, I like to make sure that someone makes it better and that we can fix things. I hate bullies. I hate people who try and ruin other people's lives. And where I can step in and make it better, I will do that. So it's one of the lost ministerial jobs because random people had made accusations and then didn't follow them through enough for it to see what it's failures on it for the damage. And when damage is done, you should try to fix that. And that's what I was going to do in that situation. And the point he makes about that is really important. I remember when my dad was young, the Guardian ran a story about how I was in the phone and it was really distressful. He died in 2022, yes, it was late 2021. There was, again, a big story about a recording that never materialized where his sister was making further comments. She's not true. I've never felt that way before. Will. But he had to do that while he had a brain tumor. And I always believed that he was suffering and these people were writing his last thing and making his life even, his last remembrance even worse. My mother's reading the stories now, my children hear about it. When people make fun of my surname, it's bad enough. My children hear about it, it gets on the playground. It's not right, but everybody sees that because it's all a big deal. And I think that somebody needs to stand up to really carry out discourse on politicians and just on anyone in the public life. It's not just about politicians. We can do better with it, and that will improve the country.
How do you feel about those civil servants who are allegedly saying things which are then being reported anonymously? They try to ruin your life?
So it's not, I don't want it to be about civil service because it happens, everybody does it. The example that Connie gave wasn't civil service. There are some brilliant civil servants and there are some terrible ones. It's like in any office. But the point I'm trying to make is that we are creating a society where the people who follow the rules get punished and the people who break the rules get away with it. So civil servants who want to tweak and leak to the media, to get forwards, to get punished. The ones who want to say, give a counter story or talk, you're not allowed to talk to the press, they probably shouldn't do that. So they follow the rules. The person who's breaking the rules to leak to the press gets away with it. That to me is a bigger problem than if one civil servant or another doesn't like it. You're never going to be in a place where everybody likes you. Our job as a politician is to make a difficult decision. Whatever party you are, whatever you think someone somewhere in office is going to like it. If you go into politics with 1, 2, 3 yards or if it makes X factor, you end up not doing this with a serious problem. And I think this is how we ended up trying to please everyone. You know, we do this, and we look at the lot of the legislation we had in Parliament, so much of it was on animal welfare, farming, stopping live exports for animals, debating the sentience of crustaceans. There's lots of animal welfare stuff because everybody likes dogs and everybody likes, you know, likes their pets, but that is not what we are sent there to do. We are sent there to do difficult things. And that's what I went into politics to do. Things are broken. How can you sit there and just deal with these things? The family is angry. Shouldn't be angry if something's not working, if something's not right, rather than just sitting back and accepting it. But if you have strong opinions and try and change things, then there is pushback. There are many people who are just happy with the status quo. Don't call the past, just leave it alone, everything is fine. But we can only see that things aren't fine. You know, when we manage to try and get the economy going, but it should be going down faster, it should be rocking through. That's what we should be doing. Not just managing the status quo or work that should be like. That's not what I'm saying. If I'm leaving the Conservative Party, there'll be a lot of energy, there'll be a lot of optimism about the country. But I don't want us to get bogged down in micro policy debates when there are bigger fundamentals at work, which is what we about. What do we want to do? Are we still the party of the right when there's a challenge to there? What do we do wrong? How do we get that wrong? Those are questions that we need to answer if the public are going to have a flash on it. And right now, judging from that last election, it is a really important point.
This goes back to the civil service. Too many years over the last 20 years in particular have been very good at mastering the brief that's been given to them, not waiting for brief what they want to do. And Kenny was not fucking that boss. She came there what she wanted to do in all their portfolios. And when the civil service gets used to people who are mastering the sector of the department, that's a bit of a culture change. If you've got to know people, and our failures, right? Because we weren't ambitious enough. Do I get to the end of the topic? No, because Kevin absolutely not. I don't want to. That's what Kerry does. We're going to that and all that. That's all great stuff. If you can do politics as well. Exactly.
Stephen Anderson says you're the candidate of Labour the most. Do you think he's right? I do. I mean, I have friends in the Labour Party, and they, the Labour, they message me when things happen. They, oh my God, I thought you just said that. You're so right, and they are so dead. So I know that they all agree because I would present a totally different style of politics, which is a lot more transparent. And everything that I have done has been certainly as a minister has worked. I've never had many of the problems that other ministers wanted to. The things I wanted to deliver, ministers got delivered, and where they didn't, it was because of the compromise and change in policy. So if you look at the space where I really dominated was on the equality side. On business and trade, I had to compete with many other departments, the Treasury, and so on, in terms of getting a policy through. But on the policy, I was able to lay out a full slew of things that we needed to do. We needed to make sure that the cash review happened back in 2020, working with our hands off to do that. We needed to make sure that people understood what these things meant, getting guidance out, lots of obstacles, providing civil service sort of status quo, having to overrule them, so you shouldn't meet with people that are breaking the code, if you're breaking the code. I said, I don't think this is breaking the code. Meeting like Bell, a young lady transition, that fundamentally changed the way that I looked at everything. It's all not to be there. And I said, yes, they said it would not be appropriate. And then they gave me the list of the organisation. So,
how did they respond when you said, no, actually, I do want to meet Vera Bell, this young woman who had double vasectomy, massively progressive?
And so the way I did it was to get cooperative people. So ministerial work that I wanted to deliver about. You can't sack civil servants, which is why the safeguarding is very, very important, because the person who is the person who wants to fight that. But you can lose them somewhere and bring in people who are there to deliver your agenda. One of the things that is creating a problem now, I think, in civil service is that they also give impartiality towards the people.
Yes.
So instead of being peaceful and apolitical, they think, oh, well, I don't like that. This is what I think we should do, and I'm independent or political. So you have politicians who think to be civil servants, the civil servants becoming campaigners for their own politics. I look at what's happened in the Home Office. Many Home Office staff have come from refugee campaigning charities. I had my staff who were in equality. They come from gay rights charities. So they have people doing the civil service with their own agenda. They're activists. And I don't think they think they're being activists. They think that they are on the side of the righteous. They don't think that they're activists. They think that they are correct. And they think that we are too political. And when we become ministers, we shouldn't be political. Whereas I'm a politician. I'm always going to be political. I'm not there to be neutral. I will treat everybody fairly, but I will treat them as a conservative way. That is our definition of fairness, not Labour's definition of fairness. What they want to do is bring in quite often what is a level of what fairness is and try and get to subscribe to that. And I really push back against that. If I wanted to be a Labour MP, I'd be a Labour MP. I'd be a Conservative MP. That is very good thing. Was that your experience?
Absolutely. I used to start with the experience in some very senior people within from the official side, not the elected side, that they were that co-decision makers rather than represent and follow the instructions of those who are elected. If we are servants, I find it more correct. But members of Parliament and ministers are servants to the House of Commons, which is the democratic populace with the nation elect. The civil servants in that very technical are the servants of the elected government. They are there to implement the policies of which the government is elected and their secretaries of state and ministers, and they're not there to wield exact politics.
But the people who hate the vote are there on the problem. So the civil servants who are there to be impartial and want to get on with it are very frustrated by the 5-10% who are going there with their representatives. It's just 3 months. And this is where making sure that we protect the institution of the civil service and make it better rather than attacking them all the time. Because it's not all of them. I really think it's a personal problem, actually.
How does it make you feel the civil service has been giving lots of taxpayers' money to stonewall for quite a few years?
Well, I didn't think it's fair to civil service. Ministers, not me, but other ministers, didn't think that there was anything wrong with it. And this is where I think a lot of politics has gone wrong. I think there's a lady who I follow on Twitter, who's actually Charlotte Hill, and she documents how a lot of public money is spent on things that should be spent on. And what happens? I'll tell you how it happens. You're in Parliament, an MP stands up and says, my constituents want to know what the government is doing, to promote LGBT rights. And the minister goes, well, what can we do? Give them some money. We give money to, but there's an organisation called Germany. Are they okay? Yeah, they've got a reputation, they've been doing it for a long time. Let's give them some money. And then you can say back to that MP, we're doing a lot for LGBT rights. And the same thing
They're finding virtue with taxpayers.
Yes, exactly. And it's not just on things like identity politics. It's everything from what do you do to help them, what are you doing to help asylum seekers, what are you doing to help people who move to the country learn English or get into art, and you end up paying for art courses for people who actually getting a job. You end up funding lots of programs at universities in particular that are not treated as any productivity. And if you look at what is happening in Ireland, I think that we're finding fewer and fewer doing work that I would describe as productive. Entrepreneurs who are setting up businesses, for example. Instead, we have a lot of people who are living on government. They don't even know they're living on government. They are. And I always tell this story about, if I told you this story before, I was at I was out at a club and I met a man who recognized me, and he came up and talked about politics. I said, "What do you do?" And he said, I run this up just after COVID. It's terrible business opportunity, terrible story." And he said, "No, business has never been better." And I said, "How?" He said, "Well, because my intelligence form of the finance system. That is not what that person should be doing. And he's not doing anything wrong. But he should be running a hotel for tourists, not for a government, that's government money, that's taxpayer money. And we have people who are beginning to move into jobs like that. The government is creating more work. The state gets bigger and bigger. And people need to think about how to totally design the system. And that's why I want this campaign to be about us looking at the solution from the ground up, not just saying what we should have done last time. It's been very easy with the leadership contest right in our country. Should
Just before we come on to quick run through some policy thoughts, you are of course listening mode. But before we come on to that, a little bit of background. Why do you agree Conservative leader Kevin? It's obviously politics is a contact sport. There's lots of aggro for you, and your family. You have 3 young children. What's driving you to want not just to be in politics, but to want the top job of your party? It's such a difference.
I think, to be honest, it will be a very, very difficult thing to do. But I always thought people like doing difficult things. But it's not about wanting the job. The job in and of itself is going to be a burden in the sense that there's a lot of public scrutiny, your time no longer belongs to you. It's what you can do with it. So it's not about the job. But if you're a leader of your position, you're a leader of your party, there's so much you can do to make things better. I love the Conservative Party. It's my family. I met my husband there, and it's a part of my life. I don't want to see it wither away. I'm very worried that we're at an existential point where the party could end up going the way of the liberals in the early 20th century and being replaced by something else. I don't think that would be a good thing. Institutions matter. Certain parties are an institution, and that's why my campaign is getting to it's called Renewal 2070. Parties got to renew. I think the last 14 years have used up a lot of our energy, we are fatigued. So let's start fresh, let's renew, let's think about what we want to do in the next decade rather than what should we have done last month. That I think is what things have turn things around. And that is what I find really exciting. It's going to be really exciting to take the Conservative Party in a fresh direction and make it better, get some members. Let's just do politics in a different way. The world is changing and we need to change with it. And I think that proposition is very exciting. If I don't get it, fine. I'll work with whoever does, because the party is more important than any one of us. It's more important than me as an individual. I cannot do that on my own. I just need a whole team of people. And I'm really thrilled by the number of people who have said they're going to support me, who want to help me back. And that's what it should be about.
You'll know after the 1997 Labour landslide, there was a succession of people who made it nowhere near government. Some of them didn't even make it to the next general election. Would you advise Kenny to go for leadership now? Kenny's asking the right questions. And I said, before we lost, we won the office with the Winkles. But the party, someone who was going for us, not who should look at it, but why do they want to look at it? What do they want to do with it? And the fact that Kenny was asking the question, what is our organisation today? How do our values apply to challenges for the next 30 years in the way that in the past we've successfully passed their decades in office? It is the right start. So I still recognize this incredibly insightful, inquisitive young lady that I met years or so ago. What was she like? She read up to I was hostage by the vice president of the Conservative monolithic like the youth troop changes. And there was this Christmas reception. And this incredibly bright, live wire turnout. And yours probably was as well. I certainly had more.
And I was just immediately stopped her, and I originally did. It wasn't good, I didn't fancy it in any way. But she was always asking me, why are you doing this? What is this about? How do you complete? And I got in touch with Mark's more before I learned I'm going to spread the lady and she's the future of Harvard. And I still see that inquisitive, energetic, positive person who wants to affect change. And this is like the sensible thing for anybody. This is not the bloody thing. And we might not do this. Kelly, sorry if I went. So this is not really because all the reason why this is not just studying the chemistry to the science. This is actually good fixing things, understanding, analyzing problems, and then working out how to fix them. And I see that same thing with Kenny. It's a good thing. Not enough of it in politics. People who first find facts, then filter it back from the challenge to the prism of their philosophical outlook, and then policy. And it's future cycle.
Commodore, Baroness that's extremely well, of course, well known. Very closely. He's comparing you with actually. How do you feel about it?
It's quite a compliment. It's very flattering, especially as she is someone who I admire so much. And one of the things about being back to the age 16 was being happy to talk about Margaret Thatcher like she was a terrible person. That is not how she was seen in the rest of the world. When I was at school, and always in Lagos would say, women's places in the kitchen, it was very, very important. And you just say to me, it's Margaret Thatcher. And you would shut them up. Yes, she was an Iron Lady. She was a global icon. And I think it's very sad the way she's still, even now, talk about it. But it's always the left. They will, even though she's been on now for what, 11 years, they are still obsessed with her, still trying to trash her reputation. And I think that is what happens to people who do good things, who make a mark on the world. That they impact people's lives to such an extent that they can never forget them. So it is, I think it's quite a heavy compliment. I think there's still quite a lot to do to be a Margaret Thatcher. But I also want to be someone who's being for herself rather than someone trying to be someone else. You can admire a lot of people. I also talk about how it was the people who stood behind Margaret Thatcher who were the real heroes because they were taking a risk by backing them. And lots of people laughed at the concept of the female prime minister. You know, the Labour people were saying thank you, we won the next election, and so on, having to take this ridiculous stuff. But the people who believe in truth and who see good character, who see the character, and someone like Erin, for example, who I admire a lot, so in Margaret Thatcher, who's tragically killed, as you know. I mean,
He wasn't forced her campaign, they could get up with themselves. With Vincent Teddy, extremely unlikely, laughed at when he got her campaign.
Yeah. So people can laugh at it. It's about what you're saying, and it's the public like it, rather than your political opponents or media commentators.
You said that Tories are in an existential crisis. Kelly, you had 365 of MPs in the last parliament. You've now got 121. Why did you lose this election so badly? And does the party now need to shift to the left to compete with the Lib Dems and Labour, or does the party need to shift to the right to seal the big threat of reform?
So I don't think it's about left or right. I think it's about right and left. Going to the left, and that's what it is for economy, that's what makes it existential, in that we're facing threats from both sides. So saying, oh, should we move this way or should we move that way? That's not what the problem is. It is something more fundamental. And we need to start with being honest and real with ourselves and have difficult conversations in private between ourselves, and then we can present something that's very clear to the public. Instead, we've been doing it the other way around, where everybody agrees with the and then one says anything, and then we come out and start saying different things to the public audience. So if you were to ask me why we lost, and I think Connor, to actually listen, will probably have a better answer. I think the seeds of our loss was sown in 2019, when we all stood on a platform of get rent with us. And that was pretty much a single issue election. There was lots of other stuff in the manifesto, but it was really Brexit that we were written on. And we got that done pretty quickly. And then the disagreement started coming out. It included who likes lockdown, who doesn't like lockdown. Actually, part of the disagreement was that some people don't want to do it. Then there was the state, because that's for them what their pickup was. Others had a different view. And then we were just going through all that. And those disagreements, the public was absolutely agree. And I think that's when we started moving, which is the early public issue. Where on the inside, it looks to us like a colleague who really done something. He might have killed himself. He had a terrible accident himself, and he didn't think it was quite who he used to be, and the punishment was severe. So that we were dealing with an internal HR management. What the public saw was us like helping ourselves and letting someone go, you're at this number, and that's what the public. So there's often this disconnect between what we were doing and what people's perception of having. And that was the moment that everything started. Before it started the by-election, all the party came down, and you had the confidence vote. And you remember, Connor and I were definitely, have to support for it. We sit them down, we can't allow them to bring them down. So I was very supportive of giving the confidence vote. And then we have to make some sure, and I still think it's nothing more to happen with it. And then literally happened. I myself said, I can't do the same. But all of that just was like chaos to something. It was a very good time, but it's people now. That's my
All the Planet listeners, a great deal, would say that they had to stay at home and go to the food because they felt the conservatives weren't being conservative. Immigration going from 725,000 in a single year will be ridiculous and coal and so on. Do you think the Conservatives were conservative enough? And I'll let come after that because you would have had a lot to have sort of selection bias where the person who got through may have got through despite it. And so I'd like to hear what you saw.
So we will be voting we've been there for a very long time. And Kevin was right, that we've been here for a very long time. The end of that period was very self-absorbed and interested in each other. Their colleagues off from those what the government is doing, that is like this is the more thing to say. I think the conservative bit of the coalition period, when we were actually supposed to be constructed, there we could be great education reforms, we did well done, so we tried to control the spending. And I think Henry was right, for 2019, we won the great basketball, golf was good. And we had the political structure of the birthday the public executive and so on. And it was great the neighbours there who were voting for us. So this get it done. I see that for this time before the time we've moved away from the full party where MPs and members feel that they have ownership of the other government. And that's why I think what you're talking about is the right thing to do.
Even as a cabinet minister, I had trouble in my section. There's a lot of stuff that I would like to see. Can't there, Treasury says, well, you don't have to buy yes. That. So it's very much get on there, get on it, and deliver something that is quite good.
Can I just quickly mention to Margaret Thatcher? Successful government through real hard work. The things document the political We've developed over many years not have what we've done what we do over months and years. Everyone thought of. And it started with this stuff we're trying to scientific. What would we do? How would we do it differently? What can we do? What are the challenges of the next period of time? Not that it's done to redo what was done or not done. And that's what's everybody is up to. I do need to ask you again, if I may, what would you say about this? Many of them are Conservative members, even Conservative activists, who did say the Belfield Party over the last 5 years hasn't been acting like Conservatives, or at least the outcomes haven't been Conservative. Tax burden of 70-year high, immigration much, much higher than it was even before Brexit, when a reason that a lot of people voted for Brexit was to take back control of those borders. And it's not like that. You did let people down. I'm not going to pretend that it was great because you didn't understand what we do. Even we, as we felt let down, but this was that of something that wasn't why I'm not struggling to prove that. I think that we've got to a bit more clarity. We have spent 2 years in my opinion on furlough, all the tests and tricks, all of those free tests that were given for so much money spent on giving people. We basically created the savings that were made during the first coalition government, and that came to it. On immigration, I mean, I can say this now, as business secretary, even as I was trying to do things to limit immigration, we had a 10-year FTA where it's very trying to limit migration, and I said, there's one reason to sign it, because I just wasn't going to, I didn't like the migration, I wanted to limit things to give us. Yeah, and I just didn't think, but business keep saying, oh, we need more. So, and politicians listen to this. So, you don't have to still get my view is train up or but sometimes those voices do get heard because it's a short-term fix, and it's not just business. The NHS and all these people come on to meet these people. I think Chris Baker had, I heard, I can't verify, 6,000 expected and ended up being 250,000. And we don't see that until it's too late. So lots of people will see their MPs, they'll see all this, and they'll say, yeah, that's great. We don't find out until the public. It's just, yeah, I know, but we found out late last year about the 750,000. Well, the minister can off or the next delivery public, and that's something that the business, it's not something that as a business effectively I would be able to do. I can tell people what I have to do. It's just the way the system works. So there's a lot of trust in that. There's a lot of trust in that. And sometimes you get well, we can't tell you yet. We don't know yet.
Canteen presents New Molecular Bond Repair. 5,000 codeine neutrophils in every bottle. Up to 100% regenerated hair. Shop now.
First of all, we are going to go to that to get what you can go ahead and make it.
Dylan got 54 years.
Huh?
54 years.
Good children. But no, or you're the nation fake.
It's really 54 years.
Nobody knew. Oh, near much description.
I was thrown into a cell with nothing but my faith. No one visited me. No one called me. The world forgot I existed. For 54 years, I woke up every morning staring at cold walls, not at bosses. I missed everything. Falling in love, raising a family, seeing the world. Every single thing, every week, was taken from me. And still, everything. I prayed to God, asking him why, asking him to carry me through, and he did. Even in that darkness, I felt it. But I didn't just pray. I sang to him. I sang to keep my soul alive. That time Stella became on the stage, and music became my lifeline. I didn't have instruments or lessons, just my voice and my faith. I would sit in that cell and pour my heart out, because singing reminded me that I was still human. It reminded me that I still mattered, even when the world forgot I was there. And then, 3 years ago, my therapist, a young lawyer, took my case, and after 54 years, the truth came out that I was innocent. I walked out of that prison with nothing but the clothes on the bottom and faith was gone. After everything, I still believe we have a purpose for me. And tonight, I know what that purpose is. I'm here to tell you that no matter how dark life gets, no matter how much is taken from you, faith and music will save you. They save me. Tonight, I'm not just thinking for myself.
I mean, if you hear me say, I didn't hear
For everyone who
Let
is
it go.
lost, and for the God who never let me go. Thank you for listening. And now, I'd like to sing the song that kept me alive of all those years. This story.
Locked away, the world forgot my name. Left alone, burdened by the same. I embarked in a heart that cried, but I held on, though hope had died. Oh, the nights were cold, the days were long, but deep inside, I found my song, a voice that rose when shadows fall.
Wickedness. That's a wickedness.
Through the darkness, you were my light. In the silence, you held me tight. When the world turned its back, you stayed by my side. The darkness, you gave me light. 50 walls became lost so much, but I wasn't. Every tear you turned into
Oh, the chains they grow quickly. Life restore a heart that heals, killing me so in your embrace. I was reborn through the darkness. You in silence, you held me tight. You stay by my side.
Mgbe ọ na-agụ egwu bụ nke a ka ọ bụ. Mgbe ọ na-agụ egwu dị ihe. A na-ekwu dị mma.
With so many choices on Booking.com, there are so many Tina Feys I could be. So I hired body doubles. Outdoorsy Tina had a cabin, or indoorsy Tina in a deluxe suite. Booking.com, yeah. Flavor up with extra refreshing.
Sun, you held me when the world turns back. You stayed by my side. The darkness you gave, through the darkness you gave. My soul is yours, my heart is forever faith, forever. They try to break me, my soul. Years turn to decades, night is wasted, but deep inside, spark refused to die. I held to a thing, I reached for the sky. Still through the pain, through the tears. The years gone, but my spirit perseveres. You can shake my hands, but not my soul. My faith kept me strong. Walls around me couldn't hide. Mortgage they stole my youth. In the silence, the crowd is there. Stay by my side through every I am still here, through the pain, through the tears. If the years gone, but my spirit goes. You can stay my hands, but now my soul. Through it all, my faith kept me strong. I stand in the light after years of time. Voice kept calling my soul. What makes me I'll never leave. My soul is free from chains of pain.
Isaiah, I don't even know where to begin. First, let me say this: what you just did, it wasn't just a performance; it was a testament to the human spirit. You didn't just sing a song; you poured out your soul and shared a piece of your life with us. And for that, I am deeply honoured and humbled. Hearing your story is heartbreaking. To think that a young man like you, barely 18, was stripped of his freedom, his youth, his dreams, for something he didn't do. It's unthinkable. It's unjust. And yet here you are, standing before us with such grace, with faith in your heart, and with a voice that carries decades of pain, resilience, and hope. I don't think any of us in this room can fully comprehend the strength it took to survive what you went through. I want to say I'm sorry that the system failed you, I'm sorry that you lost so much of your life, but Isaiah, what you've done here tonight is a reminder to all of us that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can shine brighter than the other four. Your voice is not just beautiful, it's powerful, it tells a story, it connects. And it reminds us that no matter what we go through in life, we can still rise above. You didn't let bitterness consume you. You didn't let hatred define you. Instead, you turned to music, to faith, to hope. And that's what makes you extraordinary. I truly believe the world needed to hear you tonight. And Isaiah, I'll tell you this, you're not just a singer, you're an inspiration. You're a reminder to every single person out there that it's never too late to dream, to fight, and to believe in something greater than ourselves. Thank you for sharing your gift with us. Thank you for being here. And thank you for showing us the true meaning of courage and grace. This stage, this moment belongs to you.
Do our active. It keeps your toilets cool and fresh for up to 30 days. Try it now. Before I got amputated, and then after my amputation, I couldn't up music. My friends, they were dancing at that time. I asked them to teach me how to dance. So they threw like boxes on the floor, and then they were like, okay, this is how you do it. Your left crotch, you did it as a left leg. And that's how it started. I mean, I'm in London, I'm in UK, and I'm a very big country. And then this is a good time for me to actually reach out to more people and inspire a lot of people out there. And yeah, that's
That's a good one. So, how long have you spent preparing for this audition?
since I think forever. I've been imagining myself on stage, and now it's happening. I'm like, yeah, that's
Yeah, I get it. Okay, well, look, no more questions.
yeah,
Good luck.
thank you. I hope you enjoyed.
It's hard to only you have changed the way I feel. The way I feel. I'm standing still. Nothing else matters now. You're there. So where are you? I'm running you. Where's you? Chasing you. Chasing you. Tell me, tell you to dance.
So many choices on Booking.com. There are so many Tina Feys I could be. So I hired body doubles. Call Mom Tina at the villa, or call Mom Tina at the chalet. It's gonna be a no to the slopes. Booking.com. Yeah.
This is you on your Thursday's edition. This is the classroom. This is the all the relationship. This is one shaping lives. So Sarah's teaching.
They are. But the second is not. That's why I'll be here, because I'm staying with pilot scam detection. With advanced online citizen protection. Norton VPN Ultimate. Advanced tech for advanced play.
You're an artist. You really are. Breaking the possibility to hide possible. I thank you so much.
Hi,
Welcome, Crystal Helen.
thank you.
What's your name?
My name's Serene.
How old are you?
I'm 14.
14.
Yeah,
And whereabouts are you from?
I'm from London. No, they have no idea here.
Okay. Very good with you today.
My grandfather and my auntie, my uncle, my cousin, my mom, and my parents.
Next. Child, what is it? Your child.
Yeah.
Is anything else you want to tell us about yourself?
So I guess it's just something that I can't see. There was a time where I could, and still I can't. But I guess music is like but I just like my thing.
We're all rooting for you. So, in your own time.
Kim Đào cùng hai kiểu nhà xây mình trên nhà Kim đi về tập trung làm sự
Now, imagine the case for where your shown. Let's take it seriously.
Kabin ka kami sa naman
Well done. Three. What you couldn't see was the homeless lady on that beach applauding you to speak up.
Oh, what a sweet girl you are. My heart is just melting. I was so nervous, but I completely understand you. It's massive guilt, massive stage, and you sang beautifully. I just found the entire audition so poignant. You're just so beautiful and vivacious. You kind of just exude lightness. It was brilliant.
Serene, were you nervous because you thought you better get back comments without people criticise you in the past?
I only think for the sense of this is something completely new, and being able to think right now is something else that
Good for you. I think I should be the first person to say yes.
Most of you look super confused right now, so let's talk about the elephant in the room. I know what you're all thinking. Who ordered Stephen Hawking off of Wish.com? He might be smarter than me, but I would beat him in a race. Unless the race is downhill, then I'm screwed. We also have different conditions. He had amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, and I am Canadian. Specifically, I'm half French. On my left side, I also have a brain muscle disability called cerebral palsy, but being French is way worse than brain disability. I used to have the word handicapped in my social media bio, and then some random white lady messaged me telling me I need to change it to disabled.
you can't say that word anymore. It is offensive to disabled people.
I don't think it's offensive. Last time I checked, I was pretty disabled.
Well, you don't get to decide what is offensive or not to disabled people.
Who the hell does that? Some two-legged white woman on Facebook who is probably commenting on her phone from a handicapped bathroom stall. Thank you for listening.
Funny, fearless. Your dog is beautiful. It was just a great, great, great audition. This, I think, is going to change your life.
Time up there. I hope that you are the one that finally wins it. Your way. I think you're very really funny. I mean, we were all laughing. It was fantastic.
I cannot believe you've only been doing this for 1 year because you seem to have a grasp of timing and humor. You open up the conversation and normalize humanity and originality. Funny. I think, sir, you're not going to be doing engineering much longer. I think you're going to be full-time. So I'm going to start off the voting with a yes.
All right. What's your name?
My name is Jacko.
And what do you do?
I play music. I really wish my mom was here. She really wanted to be here, but unfortunately just couldn't. Elephant in the room. I'm missing a leg. And this was an accident, unfortunately. And when that happened, I thought that my career in music was completely over. And then I decided, no, it's not over. I'm going to keep playing. And the first song I thought of was All the Small Things. And 8 days after my accident, I was on a drum kit playing that exact song. And so I figured, that's very cool.
Jazz, I wish you the best of luck. I'm really rooting for you. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Hope you all enjoy.
Had it. You own that stage. You own the music. You have the crowd.
Everybody in life, regardless of what they do, has hurdles to go through. You not only showed up, but you excelled. The only thing that I feel bad is because of a parent, that your mom is not in the room to see you. She really, really wishes you could hear what Dollar.
That's more.
Come down here so we can find friends here.
Hello.
Hi. You're talking to a lot of people right now. This is how we get down there. We just watched your son.
How did you like it?
I love it. I didn't say that he just rocked the room, he rocked the show, and the only negative I have is you weren't here to see it.
If you weren't here to see the performance, how 5,000 people were on their feet, how would you take the rest of the vote? I'm going to give you the first yes. I'm going to say my mom has second yes.
Girl, and I am giving you first yes.
Hello. Hello, Lisa. How are you, my darling? Good, 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 nice. You look fabulous. We have met before, haven't we? Yes. Alicia invited us to come and audition today, didn't she?
Here, tell us a bit about yourselves and what you're going to be doing.
Well, so Nathan, this is such a special moment to get to perform for everybody and show that you really have a passion for something and you can achieve really great things. As you can see, he's got a wonderfully cheeky personality and just thrives on dancing. And we are very excited because today we're going to perform Nathan's favourite dance, which is the jog, jog, jog.
For you, dinner. Oh, for me, my darling. Oh,
Yeah, darling. All three will stand up, they shouting, clapping, and cheer. Come on. Oh, Nathan, I feel so proud of you. Your footwork was brilliant. Your facial expressions were everything. You were just amazing.
We do get good dancers who are very boring on this show. But both of you have got such amazing personality. Even before you started, I think every single person in this theatre was just going, just be brilliant, and you were brilliant. And everything about this audition, personally, I love.
Oh, Joanne, thank you so much for nominating Nathan. Nathan, thank you for being such a superstar today and making us all feel joy. It really moved me. Thank you.
And I feel first to say yes, please.
This is you on your first day as a teacher. This is the concept. This must be This is what you should do. Search as teacher.
Using the wrong detergent? Try Dialogue. Use your clothes in unheated washes. New? No. Washed with Dialogue. We're all living tonight. I've got a phone say £260. Oh, how are you? Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Scotland? Yes. I'm from a small town just outside Glasgow.
Oh, very nice. What's your name?
My name is Cobby.
Copy, that's a cool name.
My actual name is terrible.
Oh, please tell me, please.
What's your real name? David. What's son?
That's cool.
What's that?
Copy's cool. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm actually a blind comic. And I've had a degenerative eye condition since birth. I gradually think I just got lost with it until now, but I could basically see some bright lights.
Right, okay. And how long have you been doing comedy?
About 5 years before, as my eyesight and I got worse, the passions are taken away from me. I think I found something that my eyesight will get all now. I've never let it get me down. I just want to don't take you seriously. Good evening, friends. Don't know it. Especially on story, I'll be led on stage by two absolute professionals and legends of the show. Sadly, those Stavros Smartly weren't available. But I don't know what's going to probably thinking to yourselves here. Well, if this guy's blind, why is he wearing glasses then? See, this kid's already going better than my last one. I was 5 minutes into that before someone told me I was still standing in the middle of the train station. But I do have a long-term girlfriend.
would catch me unbeatable day. That's half what you're blind, you know. Very curious if you want a real blind date. Next surprise you can learn more than something on trees. Have you seen them? Oh, you're not going to believe that. The property and the dog went flying on there. Chicken when you hide the house with the dogs that are diabetic. It's not like you want to know food over a wee blind diabetic sugar ninja though. Taking the water is a right bottle of laughs, I'll tell you. The blinds are eating the blind here, people. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been absolutely awesome. Thank you very much. I honestly think we have a real potential, and I'm honestly came on the show. It's brilliant. So well done.
Your stories were fantastic. They were authentic. They were true to you. You turned what might be a negative in your life into a positive. I'm so pleased to be on the show. And the only way to do comedy is funny. Yeah, it was hilarious. So well done, you.
Excellent.
You are really funny, Happy. And you know what really made me laugh was that you were laughing at your own jokes. Right. Yeah. I did the same thing. Normally my kids no one else might do that apart from myself, but I do have a habit of doing it. We're really lucky that you came on the show this year.
Well, Happy, I completely agree with my fellow judges. I think you're such a nice guy. It was very authentic. You've got naturally funny bones, and I think you're going to inspire a lot of people. I think people are really for you. So I am going to kick this off with a yes. There you go.
Thanks very much. You should never start a Google search with the first two words 9 inches. That predictive text takes over. It didn't even know me, and it decided what I was going to say next. And now I have seen things that I cannot unsee. Yeah, it follows you around, all your ads change. The other day on Facebook, there was this ad for an adult coloring book. I'm an innocent person, and I like the color. So I clicked on it. I want to color that.
For a lot of hateful years. Why is it when you hate your job, they won't hire you? I work in the worst department at the grocery store, not the meat, not produce, not the freezer. I work in the steel department. You familiar with the steel department, right? Self-checkout lane? Watch people steal all day. And people think you're stupid. Like, you know when they're going to rob you when they bring up their stuff, they always got to look back up at you. They're like, boop, boop. This one dude tried to humiliate me. Like, I knew he was going to rob us because I'm looking at him. He's looking at me. I'm like, just steal it. He tried to play me in front of the entire store while he's ringing the stuff up. He makes the beat noise with his mouth. He didn't even do it like you gotta act this out, go all in, raise your pitch at least. He's like, I'm like, the produce is not even supposed to make a sound. You're beating on the stuff.
Give it up for my dad. John Kelly, you. I love that dude. But he's a loser. Why?
Oh my God.
I'm 7 years old. And we have the same job.
You know, it doesn't matter if you've left or right because they both choose crunchy or right.
You know, it doesn't matter if you choose left or right because they're both chewy, crunchy, and delicious.
No, what else I like? No, what?
The sound of the snack when you bite into it.
Well done.
He was like, hey, yo, Hunter, are you going to work tonight? If you going, I'm going. We have the same job. Yeah, I could afford that. She'd appreciate like a thrift store frock. Something here. I do like thrift stores. I shop at them a lot. I think it's because I emotionally connect to the clothing because I know what it's like to feel used. I'm still looking for love, but it's hard. You know, I just got my heart broken for the 15th time. Same guy. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 15 times. Wow. What else you got?
It's a true story. When I was 10 years old, my parents sent me to Tourette's camp. Yeah, that's where the junk shit ends. It's a real place, and I didn't realize it till this moment, but I found out that when other people twitch, it makes me twitch more. So on the first day, they put us in a circle with 100 kids. The kid next to me did a shoulder roll, and my Tourette saw that and took that as a challenge. And I threw him a head flap. The girl next to him did a full body twitch, and everybody saw that, and all hell broke loose.
Do something I would never do.
You wouldn't.
I would.
Hey. No.
I'm going to throw your voice.
What? What?
I hear your voice. It's gone. It's over there.
I have your voice. And that means
I have your voice.
What world did you live in, Rebecca? What's some 17-year-old doing at Sugar's house party like, y'all not gonna believe this? I got Pinot Grigio! Right? You don't know a 17-year-old that owns a corkscrew. Not one time in your entire life, can you tell me a time where you've seen a 17-year-old dude be like, this one pairs so well with the Doritos Locos Taco. It's just something about Zensman down in a hot pocket that is the nuts. There's Josh. I'm from Nigeria.
All right, what do you do?
I'm the fastest rapper in the world.
All right, well, good luck. I hope this works out.
Yeah. Check it. Check it. Check it. Check it. Check it. Has this been ethic? It's reason with a bit of a dick. This was for the wish you could have been. This was the like. Pick it with the visible, but with the symbol, with the symbol. What's the
Is that the whole thing?
I was getting to the best part. I was about to kill it. Why didn't you keep going? Go.
We finished?
I was about to do this at that part. You Ryan Reynolds. But first, you have to do Jim Carrey's voice. And in order to do Jim Carrey, just imagine yourself as a giant Canadian bird. Okay? Hi there, judges. I have some voices for you. Take that Canadian bird down to a sexy whisper, and you have Ryan Reynolds. Hi there. I have some voices for judges. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, here's how to do Seth Rogen's voice. Yeah, take Santa Claus's laugh. Now imagine Santa Claus eats a different kind of cookie. This is a crazy job. I just laid out chilies and I deliver back to the kids and eat their cookies. It's a TV show about a cattle ranch ran by the bodyguard himself, Kevin Costner. Yeah, a man, right? The writing is great, the acting is excellent, but the visuals of Yellowstone are amazing. Yellowstone, the park looks amazing. So imagine my excitement when my buddy Eric invited me to his wedding. Where in Yellowstone? Are you coming? Oh, I'm there. I've been watching the show. I got it. This place was so beautiful, so majestic. I understood Kevin Costner. Shoot, I became Kevin Costner. By the third day, I was telling people to get off my land. Get off my land. To the hotel courtyard, but that's the way that I felt. I couldn't stop saying, go on, get. You go on, get. You go on, get from that cucumber water, sir. You've had enough of our minerals. So that's me, Sonny Chatham. Yeah. And that's the crowd loving me.
That's my Grammy. I think we need to move on to the performance now, buddy. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's all good. Sophie, I want you to know I have a lady friend already, so it's not romantic my intentions, but I just wanted to meet you and say hi, I'm Sunny, and I just respect you so much, and you're thank you, Sunny. You're just a strong woman, and can I say hi to my lady friend?
No, is there a song?
Happy, I love you. I love you.
We don't have time.
Stand up, P. I don't want to see who you are.
She's not here. She's taking care of her mother. She couldn't come. I used to have a problem with grammatical tenses, but not yet. Just married makes it sound like they're already disappointed. Isaac Newton died a virgin. That means I have one up on history's greatest scientific genius. Because I'm not dead. I went to the grocery store. The sign said, no food or drinks inside. So I went home. I don't like telling people I have a motorcycle. Every time I tell them, they all got to tell me a story about the first class on a motorcycle. They're like, why do people have to be so negative? I don't go to the pregnant women telling them my dad left. So annoying. So annoying. I walked in my apartment one time, right? I walked in my apartment and my neighbor walked up to me. She's like, oh my God, you got a motorcycle? Are you serious? You better be careful. I got in a car wreck the other day. My car flipped 8 times. I'm living it alive. Blue. She black, by the way. That is crazy that your car flipped 8 times. You're alive. You are blessed, And I'm over here thinking, who the heck got it? Right? Like, who was that call when their car's flipping in the air? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I just know from experience this is what's going to happen. Here's the locker room of my gym. I am the blue dot. I start to get changed. The minute I get all my clothes off, 12 guys walk in. It's a funny statistic. Sometimes the statistic sounds scary, but it's not when you look at it from a different angle. When I first got married, I heard 44% of marriages ended divorce. That's a scary number. Think about that. 40%. My wife and I are like, we stand a chance. Think of the other side. If 44% of marriages end in divorce, you know what that means? 56% of marriages end in death. Those are the 2 ways that marriages end divorce. If you're married, enjoy it now. It does not end well.